Hey, hello, my name is Alex McDonald, and you're on my YouTube channel. And today I want to talk about not getting distracted when you're in the pursuit of your purpose. And on this video, I want to kind of talk about my 2019 and how actually crazy it was. And I've been putting off making this video because a little bit of it's embarrassing. I got fired twice in 2019, and a little bit of it's just tough to talk about because there were some negative feelings that I felt. And I'm hoping to do this video with a clean heart and holding no grudges. And if you want to judge me for what happened in 2019, that's fine. And if you want to talk bad about me on this, that's okay. But what I hope that you get out of this is that no matter what it is your purpose is, that you stay focused on that and you don't get distracted. So let's recap. Early 2019, I got a job with a gentleman named Johnny Baker, and he became one of my closest friends. Amazing guy, full of energy. He's changed his life around and became sober, and he does so much to serve others. And him and his wife own this company called Glisten and Shine Cleaning and Remodeling. And so I started doing construction, and it was going pretty well. And then they decided they were going to get an office, and they wanted to make their business grow even more. And so they see me reading all the time. They see me with good people skills and things like that. They offered me a position to be in the office and kind of be like the business operations or business development. And so I accepted it, and I'm working in the office. And it was kind of like create my own field and develop my own job. And there was a number of things that I was doing for them. And before I mention this, let's say my purpose revolves around this really amazing super app from Life Leadership, and that is a part of my purpose. My purpose is to spread financial freedom for the masses, and that's done through a little app that gives you cash back on things that you're already going to buy anyways, gives you trip credits, and gives you a bunch of education and a whole lot more that's built into that super app. It's called a super app because there's a whole lot of things in it. So knowing that's my purpose, I'm working a job just to pay the bills. And what the financial fitness program taught me was to give your all to what you're currently doing and to excel at what you're currently doing and do the best that you can. So I was doing that, and they became business partners of ours. And so the way the super app is set up is it's a B-type business with a system. And so we're building a pipeline, and it's residual income, and it's super amazing. And so having that job was an employee, which is trading time for money. And they were self-employed business owners because they didn't have a system. And so they gave their all to that company, Glisten and Shine. And I believe they're still a company, they're still doing really well. And I pray that they're doing really well. And I support them. And if you need your house cleaned in the Fort Wayne area, definitely hire them. They're amazing at what they do. And I'm only going to talk highly about them. But there came a point where they said, I guess the wife of the relationship said, what you're doing is a scam, and I don't think you're a good person. And she said a bunch of other things. And my initial reaction was, how dare you say that? What I'm doing is good. But I never replied. And it got to a point where, okay, I believe I'm fired, but even if I'm not fired, I'm just going to go my separate way. And so I got fired from that, and I was pretty discouraged because I developed a wonderful friendship with Johnny, and I love Johnny as a person, as a brother. And so for that to all come to an end was just so abrupt and so confusing. And for them to say that me doing something positive is something bad was hard for me to understand. But one of the books within that system is called Thick Skinned, and it talks about a couple who were adopting a child, which is a good thing, and their family members were criticizing them and saying that they had bad intentions and they were doing something bad. And so the purpose of the book is that every leader's uniform must be thick skinned because you're going to be in pursuit of good things and people are not going to understand it and accuse you of the opposite. And so I chose to try to have thick skin and keep control of my thoughts, keep control of my reactions, and go my own way. So job number one, fired. I had put a lot into that company and put a lot into that friendship and had to move on. And then I get an interview with the number one catering company in the world based in Fort Wayne, Indiana, downtown in the PNC building. They're called Empyrean Events and Catering, an amazing company. And I would definitely recommend them if you're trying to have a very high-end event, whether it's a wedding, a corporate event, or anything like that. They're the best of the best. And so I'm working for this company. I become the equipment and warehouse manager. When I get there, the warehouse is just in a wreck. So I go through and I organize everything, I straighten everything up, I start running their systems, and it's going really well. All the coworkers, they're really loving me and appreciating me and giving me a ton of respect. And the I think it was a 60 or 90-day review. They were very happy with me. And then we had a $2 million wedding, and I was given limited information, and I did the best that I could. And I worked, I think, 117 hours in 2 weeks or something like that, an insane amount of hours. And then the day of the wedding, I worked a 15-hour day, gave everything that I had. Maybe it was more than 15. I think it was 19 hours. I don't know. It was insane. I worked from 10 a.m. to 5 a.m., whatever that is. And there was a lot that went wrong. And there was a lot of different things that could have been done better. And the main thing that I could have done better is to incorporate others into the work and be a better manager. And they accused me of not being a good leader because I was doing more work than I should have been doing. And then I was given like a 3-day suspension to go home and think about how that event went. And then I came back, and there was an event that weekend, and I see what's going on. I think through what's going on, and I start tearing down the floor plan because it needed to be torn down. I didn't have anybody scheduled because I hadn't been there. And so I had to get it done. And then I was called into a meeting saying, "You're doing the work, you're not thinking through the work." And I was like, I'm confused because I'm definitely thinking through it and I'm doing the best I can with what I have. And I was fired. And I was really confused and I was really hurt. I was really devastated because I felt like I had a great position with a nice title, and it was a fun place to work. They had amazing food, some of the best chefs in the world. I love the food there, and I made some really good friends there. But maybe they weren't even really friends because none of them stay in touch. But all amazing people work there, and amazing people own that company, and I have nothing bad to say about them. But what I want to portray, what I want to tell you, is that I was fired from that job, that employee position, but it wasn't my purpose. Just like that position at Glisten and Shine, that wasn't my purpose. My purpose is to spread financial freedom through the super app, which is a B-type business with the system. And so I could have chose to stay depressed, to stay discouraged, or I could choose to focus on what is my purpose and just move forward. Now, crazy story, I took a part-time job, like I think it was supposed to be full-time. I found a job listing on Indeed for a company called DNC Demolition Services, and interview with them. They seemed like cool guys. There was a bunch of red flags in the interview, but I chose to ignore those, took the job. And so I go to Virginia with these guys, and I ended up having to sleep on a air mattress with a hole in it. So I slept on an air mattress that deflated throughout the night. And then I worked in a job environment that was unsafe. And then I rode in a van where the guy was smoking the entire time, like cigarette after cigarette after cigarette. And what happens? I end up not being paid for that. I worked for a few more days with them at this job locally, and they said that the job got shut down and we couldn't continue it. And the contract that I signed said that if I leave a job without the job being finished, I wouldn't be paid for it. And so completely bogus. It wasn't my choice to not work for them, and I wasn't paid. And I could have been like holding a grudge against them. I could have been really upset with them. I could probably still take them to court, but it's not a part of my purpose. Therefore, I'm going to continue moving forward with what we have. And so the thing that I want you to remember is the world is going to throw curveballs at you. The world is there's going to be birds that fly over and poop on you. Just wipe that poop off to charge forward. And I think about the Forrest Gump movie where he's running across the country and he gets mud all over his face. He wipes it off and just keeps on running. And I think about Colonel Sanders, who had 1,009 no's, but he kept going restaurant to restaurant to restaurant, selling his chicken recipe. And there's so many different stories about people who persevered through all the crap and they were extremely successful. And so the thing I want you to know is that you have what it takes to be extremely successful. You just have to get through the hurdles, get through the obstacles, and stay focused. Don't get distracted and do whatever it takes to achieve your purpose. And I think about how it's where you're at and where you're trying to go. The reason your dream is bigger than your reality now is because you have to grow to achieve it. And if you don't have a dream so big that it scares you, you don't have a dream so big that the only way you can accomplish that dream is with God's help, then you're dreaming way too small. And I want to encourage you to dream massively big. Come up with a dream, or no, discover a dream inside of you that is so incredible that it makes you shiver. Like, there's no way I can ever do that. God, I need your help to do that. And that's exactly the way that my wife and I are dreaming right now. And we pray to God for help every day. And we see things happening and we see results and we see progress. But most of all, we could see the vision down the road of where we're going. And I hope that you'll do the same thing. I hope that you'll do whatever it takes, as long as it takes, to achieve your purpose, because your purpose matters. You have what it takes, and I believe in you. I'll see you at the top. So I'll see you real soon. Love you.